Greetings everyone, LooneyFarmGuy here, and this is how I test harvesters. Now, this is one video in a series of videos you will find under how I test mods on Farming Simulator 22. This is for Farming Simulator 22. I'm on PS5. This will be applicable to PC, Mac, and Xbox as well. However, I do the tests on a PS5 here on the Georgia farm. Well, at least harvesters I do on the Georgia farms map, just because I have set this up with a bunch of crops. There are standard base game crops, no custom crops or anything like that. It's a pretty basic map, which I love because for me it's good for testing. Now, on to the harvesters. What do I mean by harvesters? I mean these harvesters here. And we're going to be using a base game harvester, the Rostlamash, and the Kloss. A small one and a large one. So usually what I would do, before I even start making the video, I'd come in here, check out the slot count, come in here, check out the different configurations, go through some tire configurations, see if there's anything interesting or different, and then buy either one or two of them, depending on the configurations or how many choices there are, and then pick an appropriate header. Now, in this case, I have chosen the base game PowerStream 500 for the Rostlamash, and I actually have tool height control mod headers. And what is that, you may ask? That is tool height control for headers. These are all the base game headers modified to use the tool height control feature, which allows you to, well, I will show you in a minute. If you're not familiar with that mod, it is something to look at. If you like fast farming, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So, how do I go from here? Well, before I even start making any videos, I like to just jump in the vehicle and check out the different operations. Do I have to fold or unfold? This does not require folding or unfolding. We can disable the swath, we can pipe out. All those normal things I show you, usually I try to check out everything I can with time permitting. Interior, I always check out the interior to see if there's anything strange. Now, some modded harvesters have a multitude of options and opening and doors and windows and so forth and so on. Not usually so much harvesters. Sometimes there's you can open the windows and maybe lift the sides. Some of them have an option to lift sides and stuff like that. But generally speaking, they're pretty simple. And to be honest, I rarely find any problems with harvesters. Now, what I'll typically do is I'll just take them out onto the field here. I have a field of barley, which is leaves a straw swath, so I can do that. I'll go in here, disable the straw swath, and let him go at that to see what that looks like. And then I let him go. I let him go and let him fill up his hopper. Now, if a harvester comes with a header, they don't always. Sometimes they come with a header as a package. Sometimes they don't. Now, to explain the tool height control for headers, you can R1 and right stick up and down. You can manually adjust it to whatever height you like, or you can have it up or down. Now, what makes these things so special for console is I'll turn it on here, and no matter what height it's at, if I raise it all the way up, it will still harvest the crop. And let's just kind of put it down a little bit. And if I hire a worker or drive it manually, it will actually go as fast as the harvester can go. So you can fast farm a field at top speed. Now, why do I use this? If it's a harvester that that does not come with a header, well, I want to fill it up. I want to fill up the harvester by harvesting crop, and just to see what it will do. Also, I do want to see what it does, what the worker does with this tool height header, because sometimes you want to use different headers and see how they react. So what I am looking for here is how the worker turns around at the end, and does he miss anything? Does he? And in this case, it's perfect. The turnaround was perfect. He didn't miss anything. He came at it really right, really straight and dead on, and carries on. Now sometimes, well, let's go ahead and pick another harvester. For instance, let's just go with this one. Now, if I just want to, one of the things I do test is the unload speed, especially not so much for, I still do it for the let's say real mods. And here some of them you can fill up. So here, as you can see, I filled it up at I could fill the hopper at a buy anything silo, which makes this really handy. Now you see one of them, we have this one, he's already full. So let's drive him just back up to the store area here. I test the unload speed of all the harvesters I test, because they do vary depending on if it is a harvester that is modeled after a real life harvester. Generally speaking, the modder will, depending on the modder, but a lot of them will configure the unload speed as closely as possible to the actual unload speed of the, well, actual harvester. So let's go ahead and just get a large tractor here and a trailer that will be big enough to hold all that stuff. And let's just pick this one. This one looks pretty big. And we unload the trailer and just see how fast it unloads. Now, again, what I said is sometimes this test is particularly useful when it's a modded one, where there is an unreal capacity or a very large capacity hopper, say something. So this one is just a standard capacity, so it wouldn't have really, there, like I say, there's variations in unload speed, but they're usually pretty close together. And as you can see here, this one's unloading at a pretty standard speed, which I would expect. Now we're looking at about, what, 20, what are those rated at? Capacity of 18, I think I did the biggest one, 18,000 liters. So there it is, 18,000 liters. Now let's run over to the other one. So again, what I was saying was the modded harvesters sometimes have unreal capacities, upwards of, even on console, upwards of 500,000 liters. So you could imagine if the harvester unloaded at the same speed that it did with an 18,000 liter capacity hopper than it does with a 500,000 liter capacity hopper, you would be there for a very long time, shall we say. Again, here we go. We come up to this one, and if we hop in the vehicle, we can see the unload speed is actually very good for the size of this hopper and this particular harvester. So, and that's pretty much it. I check for compatibility and power. I try to match it up with, if it comes with headers, of course I use those headers, and it's basically a package deal. If it doesn't come with a header, I'll try to find a header that is suitable to match up with that particular harvester, and we didn't even. Sometimes I wouldn't even. I don't even unload into a vehicle. I just set up a sell point because it. Of course, it's important to know if there's any problems unloading into a particular trailer or something like that. But oftentimes I'll just take it up to a sell point as if you would be unloading into a silo or a sell point, and that way you can also see the speed at which it unloads. So a few different things, but generally speaking, that is how I test harvesters. Now, it's a pretty simple process. I rarely find any problems. The only time I occasionally find a problem is maybe with the worker or AI, but even then it's very rare and a really quite minor problem. Sometimes it's with some of these really high speed or highly modified ones, there's a few more, I'd say, issues that pop up, but like I said, generally speaking, the harvesters, for whatever reason, are far less problematic than some of the other mods I come across. But there you go, that's it. That's how I test harvesters on Farming Simulator 22. Thank you all for watching, and remember, it's only a game, so till the next one, bye for now.